Guess what I'm getting ready to do? Wedding dress shopping. Welcome back to the vlog. Sunday football in the background. We are in the middle of a heat wave. It's 107 degrees and I have a feeling our AC is not working. Let's go check. Oh, it feels like college. Yep. Cool. So to beat the heat, because we can't go outside, I have been doing art projects. A couple weeks ago, we went thrifting and got a picture frame that I wanted to hang, and it really reinvigorated and re-inspired the fact that I wanted to make our hallway into like this very pretty gallery wall. The last 2 times I went to Target, I picked up a couple more frames and I finally hung those frames. I did that yesterday. And if I can do art I like enough to go in the frames, then we can put it in the frames. Otherwise, I can just enjoy it. So I will show you the 2 things that I made that I think are gonna go in frames, but one for sure I want to try putting in a frame today. This is some like fruit I was just attempting, and I think for the ones I actually like, I might cut them out and then put them like in a scrapbooky kind of art thing. Then I did some figs, which I think are pretty cute. This is all with watercolor. I really want to get some gouache. Is that how you say it? Then with some of the scraps of those, I made this little bookmark for mods. This one's not great. This one I like a little better. I do need to glue it because it tore a bit, and that's why there's some tape there. What I have been working on that's not ready to go into a frame because I think it's still a little... Are you ready?
Yep.
I'll miss you.
I'll miss you a lot.
Well, I guess I can throw my glasses on. I got 2 new pairs of glasses too. Very different vibe. It's like very naughty teacher. This is a pomegranate. I started painting this last night and I've been working on it today too. I think it's pretty cute. So maybe that will go in one of the frames on the gallery wall. But this was the one that I was really planning to put in there. I've seen a print like this before from somewhere and I was like, that could be easy enough. If only you could have seen me trying to do the math to figure out how to divide this up into similar size squares. The glasses might make me look smart. Math is not her strong suit. I did this one with acrylic paint, and like acrylic does, it dried so like thin and flat and chalky. So I then ended up mixing a couple of slightly different shades and hues and like globbed it on so it would dry with some varying texture. And then I just finished it off with Mod Podge because I looked online and it was like, what can you do to make acrylic paints look more like oil or look more textured? And they were like, yeah, use like a glossy varnish sheen thing like Mod Podge. So I did, and I think it looks quite good. Let's see if we can do this in the frame and it looks cute. Narrow hallway, so it's kind of hard for me to show you it. This is one of the ones we thrifted. This we got from Michael's, and that one we got from Michael's too. And then these 2 we picked up from Target. And that one on the end is the one I'm hoping for the checkered piece to fit into. This I will also probably change the photo, but it's less pressing to me than, you know, something like that. So ideally I kind of want this whole hallway to be covered. Not this part because it's rounded obviously, but like up until like above the light switch. I don't know how high because that's like the door frame. You know, we could always go like literally all the way. And then on this side we just have mirror and the thermostat. I'll figure out this wall later. We're focusing on this one. And here is the little art piece I finished that sparked all of this. This is the one I'm hoping the checkered one will work in. I mean, I planned for it to work on this one, so if it doesn't work in this one, that's on me. Nervous. Like you can see all the good texture and the sheen. Cute. Good afternoon and welcome to another day of it being over 105 degrees. So I have just been getting stuff done off of my to-do list, and Mod's actually picked up some flowers. He got those at the grocery store yesterday and I was meaning to put them in vases, but I forgot, so I feel like we should do it now. Before we get further into the vlog, I do want to talk about something that I've talked a bit about on my podcast. It's something that I try not to talk about as much anymore because I've gotten like criticism from people that I talk about it too much. It's a mindset. You'll be better if you don't talk about it. Yeah, I like let that stuff get to me because obviously I want to feel better. Probably mid-July and then early August is when I like really started to kind of confirm it. I've just felt off. My skin has gotten like so weirdly dry. It's like I put moisturizer on and then 10 seconds later, the same moisturizer that has worked for me all seasons suddenly is just, nope, my skin is equally as parched, if not more. I wake up in the morning and Mats is like, your eyes are so swollen. My under eyes, above my eyes will be so swollen. And there are some days where like my entire face shape will just be like so much rounder. My cheeks will be a lot rounder. You know, you'll notice like very small, tiny little things about you. And then people who are with you every single day, they see those changes kind of gradually and they're not on their own face. And then you have friends who you don't see as often, or you see them every couple weeks or a couple times a year, and then they can be like, hey, you look different. And that's what happened to me. And that was like the confirmation that it wasn't in my head. Cause like I wasn't saying it to people, but I was like, something feels off. I've been so bloated, my digestion, not to be TMI, but I am an IBD girl. I've been an IBC girl for the last like 2 months, which is like the longest stretch ever and is like not what my usual triggers are for that. To get even more TMI, it takes me like forever to pee. Like I will sit there with like the weakest little pee stream for 5 minutes. And I've always been someone who takes a long time peeing. But again, even Melissa's like, this is taking you so much longer than normal. And like, we've always made fun of you for taking forever to pee. Peeing for a very long time, not like sitting there and like waiting to pee. I've been so tired. Unless I'm sick, like sleep is very hard for me. I'm falling asleep so quickly at night when I get into bed, but I'm falling asleep on the couch. I'm exhausted throughout the day. My brain fog is so much worse than normal. Like my recollection of like names and words and like keeping on a single train of thought has been so hard. And then the one I have like a hard time kind of discussing because I don't want it to come across in any sort of way, nor do I want it to feel like triggering or anything. But I've just noticed physical changes in my body in the sense that like my clothes don't fit the way that they used to, and certain parts of my body are larger than they have been before. I also don't want anyone to be like, oh, I noticed it looks like this about your body. I don't want to talk about my body. Gaining a little bit of weight, not an extreme amount in a somewhat short period of time, and your body changing is not like a wild red flag at all. So I don't want it to come across like that's like a bad thing. But for me, what it's making me confused about is it's paired with some of like the lowest appetite I've ever had. It's just so weird. So I went to the doctor. He was like convinced it was gonna be hypothyroid. It runs in my family. It's genetic. The test that he ran, he did two of them. I don't know if that was a full thyroid panel. They came back fine. I have to like schedule more tests, but at the same time, I'm like, is it just because it's summer and like, is it a POTS thing? Like, I don't know, but it's just been a lot. And it really came off the heels of that weird virus that I got in the like end of spring, early summer. The one where I went to the ER and they think it was probably a viral meningitis, just, you know, not the ones that you can treat. But I didn't get a spinal tap to confirm because my biggest symptom at that point was, I can't even call it a headache. I can't even call it a migraine. Second worst pain I've been in my life. First is an ovarian cyst rupture. And when I went to the ER for that, all of my tests came back that like I clearly was having a very bad viral infection. And I have never, truthfully, never been that sick in my life. Whatever that was is gone. Do I still have like nightmares about it and like stress out about it? Because I've never gotten so sick so quickly before. No one had any explanation. And then I just had to like wait it out and then I was fine. Like I went from like not producing saliva, not being able to speak, not being able to walk, not being able to close my eyes, with having like hallucinations. It literally felt like someone took a jackknife to my head. That came on so quickly, and then it was like gone after a couple days of just like waiting it out. And now I'm like terrified because I'm like, how do I avoid getting that again? Like, what was that? How did that happen? What? Confusing. Like no answers came from that at all. I'm not a fan of that whole medicine where you go in, you get a full body CAT scan or full body MRI, whatever it is, because it doesn't really work. So you have to like know what you're looking for. But in my perfect world, they could just like run tests for everything. Because now my doctor's like, okay, well, we could also try all of these different labs. So I'm like, why didn't we do that the first time? I guess all of that is to say that I have not been like feeling like I'm putting my best foot forward in vlogging. And honestly, doing the garden was a helpful vlog because I didn't have to just like sit and talk to camera and be entertaining. Like there was a project at hand, and I've been avoiding having more like chit chatty kind of vlogs like this because I don't want to be the girl who who always has something wrong. But anyways, let's make a floral arrangement. I periodically end up on flower arranging and florist TikTok. It really got me into wanting, I know they're called like a flower frog or whatever. Mats and I went to, I forget. It's like a beach town. It's where Zac Efron's from. Why is that what I remember? And I don't remember what the place is called. We went there for a weekend, and before we drove home, we saw a couple of like little antique stores, and they had an old like glass one. And it's got a bunch of holes in it. Sorry for people who have a fear of holes. First of all, love that movie. Second, hate that man. Third, not to be insensitive, I don't know how that's a phobia. Like, there are things I hate that give me the heebie-jeebies, the creepy crawlies, but not a phobia. Megan, that's insensitive to people with and that was also insensitive. Wow, you know it's hot out? Because the water coming out of our faucets is somewhat warm. And then you stick the cut flower stems in there, and it helps it like stay up and just add a little bit more structure.
Really, really great. Yeah. He's a married man. They both work at the school, and he's with this young student. Like, it makes me so uncomfortable. Like, those storylines, like, I just can't.
It's a little wild and sparse, but I kind of think it looks cool. We went to Sabres for the first time a couple weeks ago. I really thought they were only in Canada, but this is one of the things that I got. I'm on them in the market for some more vases. I just feel like what I have is like leftover ones from flower deliveries and bouquets, which means that I have about 7 to 10 of like the exact same square vase. And I want ones that are like colors or more interesting shapes and textures. This one's a little bit lower. It's also got a little handle. And for this, we are going to do one of my favorite flowers, blue hydrangeas. If you're wondering how the blue hydrangea in our yard's doing, dead, don't ask. These are also upside down in water because one of them was a little parched, and honestly, that's the best way to get them to drink up the water. What do you think of the new glasses? Did we already talk about the new glasses? Every time I talk over this, can you hear? Hello? Cauldron bubble. Did I show you them already? We are back to the middle school glasses era. Very different than what I normally wear. And I feel like they make me look slutty. I should be using my shears, but I don't know where they are. I'm not gonna tell you these are the most beautiful hydrangeas I've ever seen, because that wouldn't be true. Everything is wet. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have soaked them right before I was gonna put them in a vase.
If you want to shock me, more people need to be putting a driver in this show. If you want to truly shock me, yeah.
Yay.
We're all adults here. Only God can fix this. Or maybe, you know, rehab and therapy could maybe. Wording is insane.
Have not been a great girlfriend at times, and I
How so? How? Can you elaborate, please? In my opinion, if you want to ask me why, I hope you all find peace. Condescending conversation. They are learning to stay the fuck away from you.
𝗵𝐶 skeletons. We're not getting that. How?
And then
Why?
I think this one might be, I thought this one was adjustable.
What are we doing? Oh, and then that one's an incel. Last night when Mats got home from work, he picked me up and we went to go to Michael's. I guess the first two things aren't like necessarily craft related. They are related to something we talked about yesterday, vases. I wanted more vases and ones that are like smaller, more narrow, and or cooler colored. Both from Michael's, pretty cute. I was planning on getting a lot more stuff, but I looked and their online sale was so much better than in store. Like in store it was 20% off one item, and online it was 20% off your whole order. And I was like, okay. Could I have asked a price match? Maybe, but that gives me anxiety. I got some more Mod Podge because it worked so well for adding that sheen to the acrylic paint that I used earlier. I knew that I was almost out, and I also will need this for my other little project I want to work on. I got 2 little packs of brushes. Well, one is big, one is little. These are just really fine, tiny little detail. I almost said markers. The brushes I've had, like I have like one of those like very cheap basic packs of paint brushes, and I haven't always been the best about rinsing them immediately or ever. Slowly but surely I'm just like buying ones that I know that I need, like these big ones. You saw at the end of yesterday I started working on just some canvases that we have. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this. It's really just for fun, not necessarily for putting them on the wall or having them turn out well. Like I used to be so artsy, and I still still am, like I still feel that. But when I was a kid, I used to like carry around a sketchbook and draw things all the time. Like I had like watercolors I would do just of like scenery and all that stuff. And I miss that. It reinvigorated that side of me that I love. Last Christmas when I was making like those DIY little gingerbread houses. Oh, or was that the Christmas before? I feel like that was the Christmas before. Methinks. Honestly, every couple of years, I'm like, oh, I'll get back into watercoloring and I'll like do a couple of little things. It's just the ADHD thing. You have to like rotate through those hobbies. And then I bought some air dry clay and some magnets because I want to make some cute little magnets for the fridge. I have heard people say that like at a certain point this disintegrates. And I kind of specifically bought this one because I'm like, what does that mean? No, I don't want to just look up a video. I want to experience it firsthand. Oh, do you want to see the canvases I've been working on? Oh, let me grab them. Okay, this one honestly might still be a little damp because I was working on it earlier. Sorry, I'm right in front of the vent because it feels so good. Plain blue so far. You can also see a lot of brush strokes in this because that was obviously pre having these. And then we have this one that I was working on yesterday and I want to add some more stuff to it. So let's do it. I almost bought a bigger palette yesterday and now I'm kind of wishing I did, but alas. I have been wanting to do some little clay projects. So I don't know what I ended up like liking or pinning or viewing or whatever that led me to these like really cute little clay crafts. Something happened and I saw them and now I really want to make some. That's so cute. I don't know, let's make some stuff. I feel like this is what Cool Whip would look like. Whoa. Sticky. I'm also listening to a podcast with Jessie from The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Girls Camp podcast. I see that creator on TikTok a lot, talking just about like ex-Mormonism and all that kind of stuff, because that's a special interest of mine. Ex-Mormons. I don't know why.
And then the husband's like, Zach, so struggling with the fact that their wives are making money. Like that was so hard for him to accept. The man's the priesthood holder, the head of the home, he provides, and the wife has the kids and does that. It's an identity loss thing. I knew going into the show that I was gonna be the non-Mormon. Kind of validating my experience, the anti-bad Mormon, how and why I left the church. And we're all, minus Whitney, really, really close.
Happy Friday. I think it has been enough time. I think these are fully dry. I made them on Wednesday and it's Friday and it said online between like 24 to 48 hours. So I feel like we're good. There's a couple of different ones that I made that I didn't show on camera. This is a waffle. It's definitely like a learning curve and I used a spray bottle to like rehydrate it when I would find it getting a little bit too dry. The air drying part of it, while handy, does make it harder and I feel doesn't help me utilize any of the skills I had acquired. This is a little pie. The backs are not gonna look good, but we're putting magnets on them, it's fine. This one I think is a struggle, but it's supposed to be an 8-ball, but yeah, I might make that again. This one is Mott's favorite, and I think it might be one of mine too. Teapot! But there's a couple other ones I'll show you, and I'm planning tonight while we do our Patreon live stream. Oh, there's clay on the ground. I'm planning on tonight while we do our Patreon live stream that I'm going to paint some of these. So hopefully that works well, and if I decide that I'm like, no, I'm not enjoying the painting, I'll just make some more. But it's really fun. I'm enjoying it. Oh, and I need smaller magnets. Cause like, I definitely need some smaller magnets. And I already know I like dumped on all of you about health stuff earlier in this video, but as luck would have it, I got gluten on Wednesday night. And it's Friday and I have not pooped. So I'm feeling awesome. And then does it stress me out and then make me worse? Yes. Woo! I'm gonna go ransack the pantry and try and find some foods with fiber in them and hope. For some reason, I am digging the virtually no makeup look, like no eye makeup. Why do I feel like it looks kind of better on me? Am I crazy? I found hummus and unfortunately, it's gonna have to go with some sea salt and lime tortilla chips, which honestly might not be that bad, but the good combo is corn also makes me poop. One can only hope. I just can't go overboard like last time, where I took like every laxative in the world because I panicked because I hadn't pooped in like 5 days. And then I was miserable for about a week.
It said that she looked dopey in the face and I wanted to punch her in her throat.
It's probably the truth when you look at her.
Because it is true, but she don't have to say, honey boo boo child, what are you doing?
Her government name. My goal is to try and make 3 or at least 2 during the live stream. And I found out my dad does not work in the emergency department.
That's crazy.
Just send it like really quick and we'll process that for you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm always really worried of scams. Since she had like all of my information, I was like, oh, that's normal. Then I think about it and I'm like, you dummy, that's literally public information that you own a business.
The girls know.
The girls fucking know. Put all the problematic ones on a jet ski. They'll figure their shit out and they'll come back with smiles on their face. You're not a morning shower person? You like a bath?
Absolutely not.
Oh, no.
God is an energy in the universe that moves us towards love. I could get down with that. The word God is very loaded for me.
Maybe not capital G, small.
Little G God? I think the devil
You
can be
believe in
like
devil?
No. No devil, no hell?
Yeah. You like quesadillas?
Yeah, sister, we're cooking with peanut oil now.
We tell each other about our other friend that he's border collie. Sit down when I tell you this.
You can do things like plan a dog family reunion.
Over 1 million new
We've been engaged for 2 years? Okay, we've been engaged for more than 2 years. But I don't think we're at 3 yet. Though we might be. I have yet to try on a single dress. Life has just kind of gotten in the way, and plus, I've said it before, but we're not gonna have like a wedding. We're just gonna do the courthouse. And I know, if you're just gonna do the courthouse, why have you waited this long? We have house things are expensive, and we're basically already married, so we just like have not taken the time to do it. And plus, all the long COVID stuff has made it a little hard, but now that I'm on beta blockers, it's easier. Okay, I'm starting to sweat. We'll reconvene. I cooled down, I turned the AC on, and I finished my makeup. Melissa has finally bullied me enough into actually going to try on wedding dresses today. She'll be here to pick me up in like 15-ish or so minutes. But I didn't want to like waste the time of a bridal salon, like one that they work on commission and all that. I'm not gonna even come back and buy a dress. Like, I'm not gonna buy a dress today. I just want to try on to like see what silhouettes I like, and I know that like bridal sizes can be a little odd. I don't know. I just want to like see what I like and then probably just get something vintage online. Or there's like the secondhand bridal shop and they just opened a San Diego location, so we might do that. Kira told me that, right? Kira, that was you, right? I think so. We're just gonna go to David's Bridal because that's what Reddit said. They're used to people doing that. I don't want people being mad at me. But how are you supposed to know what wedding dresses you like on you if you don't try them on? Because everyone's like, well, don't go if you don't plan on buying it that day. Well, how am I supposed to know? I did my makeup. It doesn't look great, but it looks fine from far away, and it's kind of like a hair appointment. Like, you want to look nice because you're gonna be looking at your reflection a lot. I'm gonna get dressed, and then I think we might have a girls' night tonight. Watts is out of town, and Melissa is like, you will be social. We will get you some more friends. Fine, if she insists.
No. I mean, no.
I guess it's bridesmaid.
Very
similar bridesmaid's dress on the rack. They don't like this turning back on. This is cute. So the project I worked on yesterday I didn't film, but that's because it was incredibly boring, but I've been hanging. I think it looks so good. I rearranged some, and then I added. Unfortunately, the one that was gonna go here is also white, and the other size we have of like that same size frame is a thick wood, and it just was like too matchy here, so we're gonna need to get something else for this spot, and then I'll probably move like the white one somewhere over here. But once that's in, I feel like this is just a perfect spot to add more on the outside. Like, I don't need to rearrange every time, I don't think. And you know, we can add things that aren't just picture frames. I've seen like cute little flags people have done, and I'm just excited. But even if we just leave it like this, I think it's perfect and it looks really good. I know I need to paint the sides of this canvas, sorry. This is the canvas I made. And this is the other one I painted. This is the other one I painted. And that's just me. Now I totally understand why people say you need a big thing to kind of go off of, because I think now it just looks a lot more like a gallery wall. It looks a lot more intentional and finished. Even if we add more to this, we can, but I felt for some reason like the other one didn't look as finished, and yeah, I guess that's why you pay interior designers the big bucks, and I just do it myself.
Especially the Ryan Murphy, but his brother.
And then, so every time Jack, Rhodes, he did a takeover at the
like this is a good place to end this vlog. I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for hanging out and chatting with me. I'm so excited for the next, sorry. Too excited like a preteen. I'm really excited for the next vlog. I already started filming parts of it and I think you'll be happy with it too. So register to vote, subscribe to my channel. I think that's it. Bye.